Hey, so this is a quick demo on the Abodex space. Abodex space is a go-to place for any home buying in Bangalore. So when you land on the page, you can start exploring the properties. These are all in progress sort of properties, and then there is an interesting part which is hyper personalized AI agent that helps you make decisions with data intelligence as well as location intelligence. And there is also a live voice agent that you can help talking just like you're talking to a no broker agent or a magic brick agent. Because in traditional property buying portals, what you end up doing is like you pay for it and then you end up talking to these real persona. So what I'm trying to replace is to do that with the real AI agents instead of having the bottleneck on the persona and then getting appointment with these agents and things like that. Okay, all right. Let's see this in action. I've logged into the portal. When I log in for the first time, it already had asked a bunch of questions to understand me. Let's see how it um, how what all things that the portal understood about me. What all do you know about me? So it thought for a bit, and then it figured out, okay, your name is Tom, and your spouse is Jerry, and you have a child called Tiger. You should also, you also have a pet named Biscuit, right? So this is the overall household context, and then there is also search priorities. You're looking for your first house, your preference location is apartment or villa, all these things. And it also captured some budget information. Your monthly income is around 3 lakh Indian rupees, and you have around 10 lakh saved for down payment, and you're currently renting um, okay, current rent or EMI information was not provided. Okay. um, a few other things. You prefer driving or public transit with a maximum commute time of 60 minutes for a one-way trip. This is the expectation. And then you also mentioned like Tom is working in Bagmane Tech Park, and Jerry is working in Cessna Business Park. Tiger is studying in Euro School Whitefield. And then there is a few other information. Currently renting your current living area is not specified. All right. um, so it also suggested a follow-up question: what area should I focus on the search? Let's see what it does. This is for the demo purpose, but end users, if they want, they can expand and see, but otherwise, they will only see it as like thinking. But when you open, it actually shows you what is it doing at the moment. Uh, it says, let me check the available property locations to help suggest areas, because it's not blindly suggesting areas based on the geographical information. It also correlate that with the available property information. It figured out something, and then it is also doing some filtering to come up with something that really makes sense. The user wants to know which areas to focus. This thing have evaluated the commute times. See, it actually figured out a bunch of things, and it also calculating the transit times to the school, the workplace, and workplace too, and things like that. So now it quickly told you, hey, Whitefield looks like a promising area for your family, because your commute to Bagmani will be like around 25. Jerry's commute will be around 41 minutes. That's also within the range. Tiger's commute will also be like around 53 minutes, which is also under the 60-minute criteria that we've done, right? And then Sarjapur, however, does not meet your criteria because why it suggested this is because previously I had checked upon Sarjapur. Maybe it also figured out, okay, second option would be Sarjapur, but then it also flagged, okay, if you consider Tiger's commute time, it is going to be like around 109 minutes. So all these times are getting from the real-time traffic insights from the last month's trend or something. Um, so basically, it is all connected with the real traffic insights. Um, so now that we find an area that works for us, it is also suggesting a follow-up. So when I click on hey, show me the properties in white field. By the way, it also shown the actual map so that you can see things in real time. Okay, so when I asked show me properties in white field, it is now asking, it needs some context. What is the budget, right? So maybe I'm gonna say 1.5 to 2.5 CR. Let's see if it finds some apartments within that limit. It is searching for the data, and it found a few apartments. It seems maybe it is doing some more filtering. All right, here we go. So it figured out there are a bunch of apartments that you can fit in your budget and other criteria. So let's see this one. The earth space, bricks and by bricks and milestone, Whitefield Sarjapur Road, which is around 1.7 to 2.2 CR range. And when you click on it, it shows you a personalized panel wherein you can feel like you're gonna live in that apartment and see how it feels to you. A property snapshot is not just a blind details about the property. It is actually the details of trying to live there. um, for instance, like it shows you the price and basic details, and then it starts showing you the neighborhood experience. What is the which is the nearby bus stop, how far is the nearby restaurant, how far is the hospital, and other outdoor experience, other shopping malls. And then it also shows you a financial card wherein it shows you, okay, if you are gonna buy this apartment, you're gonna spend almost 59% of your monthly um, um, income towards the EMI, which is significantly high, right? That's why it's suggested as a red mark. But some people will think that, okay, this might also work because I probably get some hikes in the next few years, and then I should be able to manage, right? So those kind of things you can think about. And also, if you want to do some calculations, you can click on these buttons. So if I click on what would make this feel comfortable, if you click on it, it does its own analysis and then come back with an answer. While it does that, I'll explain the other few cards. It also shows you each individual cards for separate users, or the people who are gonna live in that apartment. So live for you, it shows okay, there is 29 drive, which is fine, and your driving route is manageable, and okay, this I'll show you last. It's an interesting feature, and it also flag out what to watch out, things like that. And if you specifically want to ask a persona level question, you can try asking it here, and then the system will answer. The next thing is okay, tiger is also mentioned, and biscuit is also mentioned, because it says, okay, hey, there is a pet hospital nearby within 2.1 kilometers, which makes urgent vet access less stressful. All these insights are very much personalized. And what is next? You can tell Abodex what stands out. You can add your comments. So these all things will be added to your memory, so that whenever you look for another property, it try to correlate with this, and then come up with a meaningful insight. It also you can also ask Abodex to move towards a visit, so that Abodex team will help you chart a property visit. um, Builder track record, you can ask about builders and all, about the builder on Abodex, so that simply clicking on this will get more insights from the web and do a deep research and then come up with uh, an answer. And there are few frequently asked questions, and then you can ask a custom one too. Okay, let's see what happened while we were looking to the right hand side. So we asked what would make this comfortable, right? So it actually gone ahead and then planned a financial chart, so that you can think about whether it actually makes sense for you to buy it. So it is individually going deep and then explaining what is the down payment and how the estimated loan amount looks like and things like that, like including the buffer, rate sensitivity and things like that. So we have also asked for the builder track record, and it says the builder is having a reputation of around 4.2 out of 5 and have been active for the last 11 years, which is a good signal, right? So all these things you can ask, and you can ask any such questions, not just the follow-ups or the guiding questions. You can ask anything.